Excuse me! Taxi!
This is the 77 WABC minicast.
And you guys, let's go to Texas.
The stars at night are big and bright, deep in the heart of Texas.
We love that song, John, and let's go to the wonderful Congresswoman Beth Van Duyne from the great state of Texas. Beth, we love having you on, and boy, there's so much to talk about. First of all, where does it stand with all this DHS with the funding? It's now day 39, and the lines at the airport. Thank goodness the ICE agents are there. They're helping. It seems like they're at least moving things along a little better.
Well, I flew in today from Dallas-Fort Worth Airport, and I'll be honest, the lines at DFW were completely manageable. They were great. But you're right. I mean, this is not something that we should be having to put up with. We have already funded Immigration and Customs Enforcement. It seems absolutely ridiculous to me that Democrats this is a hill that they're willing to die on, is basically trying to keep our borders open. We had an election in November. Did they not get the clue then that the rest of the country does not want to have open borders? They supported Immigration and Customs Enforcement deporting the nearly 20 million people that entered our country illegally under the Biden administration. And they are, apparently this is a hill that they're willing to die on. Well, they're not. It's listening to Ranking Member McGovern, who said he won't even negotiate. Keeping the Homeland Security funded unless it means getting rid of ICE. You got Chris Murphy, Senator Murphy, who has said out loud that basically their priority is illegal immigrants, not the American public. So we're dealing with people. I think the president said it, very succinctly, very, very skillfully. These people are crazy, and that's who we're dealing with right now.
And Beth, I think about also at the State of the Union. At the State of the Union, it was that like crystal clear moment where he said, "Will you agree that American citizens should be priority on everything in terms of taking care of them over illegal immigrants?" And none of the Democrats would stand. Like they're not standing for America.
This is where they have come to. I don't know whether or not it is Trump derangement syndrome that has put them in this position, or if they are so focused on maintaining their power, they want to have the majority in Congress, and they're willing to do anything that they can to get it, including having people here who are accused of rape, murder, have been convicted in some cases. They would rather have them here than to work with Immigration and Customs Enforcement to deport them, because that would mean losing populations in their district, which could potentially put their seats at risk. They would rather have these people here. And it's sickening, but we're seeing it in sanctuary city states, sanctuary city cities, as well as in Congress, where they refuse to fund TSA, Coast Guard, FEMA, because they're protecting the rights of illegal immigrants to illegally remain in our country over the rights of American citizens to be safe.
Congressman, are the regular American people realize what's going on? Are the people that are waiting online for 4 hours realize what's going on?
I don't think they do. I will be honest. I've seen enough of interviews, and whether or not this is just who the mainstream media is choosing to show interviews, but it seems like they're blaming the president. It seems like they're blaming Republicans. In the House, we have a majority of Republicans in the House, and we have sent over twice now a bill funding Homeland Security. We have sent over 12 appropriation bills. It seems like the Senate is where things go to die, because you don't have the Democrats, minus Fetterman, who are willing to do their job. They would rather hold the country hostage for their political radical ideas than to actually do the work they were elected to do. So this is going to continue until enough Americans get frustrated and start calling upon their elected representatives and saying enough is enough.
Absolutely. And by the way, the Republicans then need to get the message out a little better. We had Tricia McLaughlin on, who's a former deputy secretary at DHS. And she said if she could, she'd put up a sign in front of every line at the airport and say, "This is the Democrat shutdown. This is why you're waiting in line."
Well, didn't they say that?
Funny you should
They're going to take the.
Funny you should say that. We actually had signs today. We had signs today at the airport at DCA that said exactly that. We had signs. We had a press conference as soon as I got off the plane today.
Bravo.
We had a press conference right there with 6 Congress members, a member from the administration, with TSA, and Senator Rick Scott. So we are trying to get that message out. I know if you look at any of our social media posts, our interviews, our hearings, you're hearing that. But again, the mainstream media does not want to help us get that message out.
And Craig, before we go to you, John, you brought up a great point about Delta, because the Delta CEO came out and said that they're no longer going to give special access to members of Congress. That was a good one, John, where he came out and he said, we're not going to give you special privileges. They're going to have to wait in line like everybody else. So maybe that'll get Congress to act.
It's just sad. It's just sad. I mean, I can't believe how stupid this
Put
whole thing
Schumer
is.
at the back of the line for $5.
Yeah, 3 chances, slim and none.
Yeah, exactly. Craig Eaton.
We're still missing a third one there. You know what? I agree with you. The Dems' priority is to allow the Republicans to lose in the midterm elections. That's their sole priority right now. And the more chaos they can create, they can blame President Trump for it and try and use that for victory.
Yeah, you're exactly right. You're exactly right.
Right.
And they don't care about the economic harm either.
We have to straighten out this mess. That's it.
Hey, before we go, though, Rita, congratulations. I'm excited for you.
Oh,
your 11th Gracie Award.
Thank you. Thank you, Beth. Thank you so much, Beth. I love you and appreciate you, my friend. Girl power. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Thanks so much for the nice shout out. Very sweet.
And
Thank
Texas
you, Beth.
is the place to be.
It is. Beth, thank you.
We're on our way.
Thanks so much, Beth. You're so sweet. Thank you very, very much.